Candace Owens has gone from, I want this lawsuit to happen. I cannot wait for discovery of the Brigitte Macron lawsuit. I'm going to win this one. The one thing that Candace Owens doesn't seem to understand is that the real winners in this case happen to be the lawyers, because they cost an absolute fortune. And I think that's the whole point of this Brigitte Macron lawsuit, is to bankrupt the likes of Candace Owens. And damn well right. She bloody well deserves it after being the grifter that she actually is. And by the way, Candace Owens is worth millions of dollars. So is her husband. So she's gone from, I can't wait for discovery, I can't wait to show the world that Brigitte Macron was born a man, allegedly, to now going, please buy my T-shirt so I can afford this lawsuit, because we got an estimate back from the lawyers and it's going to be a lot of money. Yeah, hello. Anyone could have told you that from the very beginning. I mean, I was even telling you that from the very beginning. Like, lawyers were even saying, when they read the 200-page something lawsuit, they were going, you're screwed, Candace. This is going to not only bankrupt you first and foremost, but the kind of content that's actually in the lawsuit, you're screwed. You shit the bed, woman, and now you're screaming, oh, I'm poor mouth. By the way, she's not poor. She's got millions of dollars. She can't afford this. The problem is she doesn't want to spend her own money on this lawsuit that she actually started. Now, this is actually quite hysterical, because it shows me she's the biggest grifter of them all. The story seems to change fast. Or obviously she was going, I have these smoking guns. I have this piece of evidence that is going to prove that Brigitte Macron was born a man, except it's all wrong. It's all lies. That's what Candace Owens has built pretty much her entire career on, is lying through the skin of her teeth. And I have to give her credit. She's very good at it. Very, very good at it. She's got a very big cult-like following at the moment. And it seems like all the ones that support her are kind of like diehard fans. They can't even deal with facts at all. It's kind of insane to me. What was Candace Owens' big, big piece of evidence that Brigitte Macron was born a man, ladies and gentlemen? Well, she doesn't have any. Absolutely has none. We'll get into her new piece of evidence today that she's got. It's to do with teeth. People, yes, teeth is her big hello. This is going to prove that Brigitte Macron was allegedly born a man. How about that? The story keeps changing fast. She also went and complained and panicked and asked Trump, demanded Trump help her out. Trump steps in to help Candace Owens in this case that she started all on her lonesome. And the journalist, by the way. So Candy's got the massive audience. That's why they're going after her, because she spread it around and caused a great deal of harm, for sure. Lies are damaging, man. The truth will set you free. And, of course, Candace Owens is not going to come back and say, oh, I effed up. I did the wrong thing. Sorry. Of course she's not going to do that. She's going to double down and make it even worse for her. Why she's doing that, I don't know. So here is Candace Owens talking about selling her T-shirts, because the court case that she's involved in is going to cost a great deal of money. So you got to help her out, people. You got to buy these T-shirts to help afford the lawsuit. Have a watch.
And this lawsuit, we got an estimate this weekend from a legal team. It is going to cost us millions. I don't have that money. I really don't. I got to tell you, like, the estimate that we got, and I want to be clear, this is if it goes all the way through. So they said, like, from start to finish, if they don't drop this at some point, blah, 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 here's how much it's going to cost you just to get through the deposition phase. Here's how much it's going to cost you to go all the way through. And they are estimating $5 million. It's like a lot of money. And we do not have that money just laying around. So I thought we could actually sell some T-shirts. I just picture people wearing this, like, at the grocery store, like walking by each other, and like, we know what it means, like hashtag free Emmanuel. It's like subtle enough. I really like this, free Emmanuel. You're going to see somebody wearing a T-shirt and be like, we know what's up. We know what's going on in France. Somebody rescue Emmanuel Macron. I'm not kidding. The estimate is millions of dollars.
So she gets an estimate, ladies and gentlemen. That estimate is anywhere upwards of $5 million. That's if it goes all the way through. And I will say it once again, which I've been saying for the longest time, the ones that really win in this case are the lawyers. And she needs some damn good lawyers, happen to be very expensive lawyers, I might add, to defend herself against this lawsuit. I don't think the Macrons, and by the way, I don't like them at all, but I don't think the Macrons care too much about the cost of things, because considering they are the leaders of France, I think they've got the best lawyers in France to go off, and they're going after Candy. And, well, Candy's got a lawyer up big time with the best lawyers that she's got to offer to fight this ridiculous thing. Like, all she could do is drop the whole thing, apologize, and say, look, I'll delete the videos. I will say that I was wrong. Nah, can't do that, man. She is adamant that Brigitte Macron is a man. So, you know, your own worst enemy, woman, and then you're going to cry poor mouth and say, I don't have $5 million just laying around. No, you do. You just don't want to spend it on this. Because you were saying, we've got the money, we've got the ability to bury you, but, well, now it's getting real. Now it's getting serious. And now she's put a figure in front and going, oh dear, buy my t-shirts, people. So here's the thing. This is from Nathan Livingston and Milk Bar TV, who did a brilliant breakdown of Candace Owens' funds and t-shirts to raise funds for the Macron lawsuit. So Candy Owens has continually claimed the Macrons are attempting to impoverish her. Candace and her husband have an estimated combined wealth upwards of $250 million. Here is their real estate portfolio, estimated combined portfolio value at $50 million plus. London, UK, 12-bedroom mansion, $19.5 million. George Farmer, Tennessee, USA, large family estate, $8 million. George and Candace, Austin, Texas, modern 5-bed mansion, $7 million. Candace Owens, Malibu, California, luxurious 7,200 square foot estate, $5.5 million. Stanford, 5,700 square foot home, $6 million. Candy. Colorado Springs, 8,000 acre ranch and house, $3.2 million. Coral Gables, commercial property, $2.7 million. Nebraska, 90 acre farmland, $1.8 million. And Europe, France, Belgium, Morocco, Germany, multiple assets, George Farmer. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. So she's got money, and that's just in the portfolio of property that she's got. So that's not including YouTube revenue that she gets, and she makes a lot of money from YouTube. She gets millions of views. And if you want to make bank on YouTube, you've got to get millions of views. And sometimes, depending on the month, advertisers will, I think, spend anywhere upwards of $7, $8. Some months can get higher than that per 1,000 views. Okay. So if you want to do the math on that, and she's getting anywhere upwards of sometimes 2 to 3 million views, she's making a great deal of money. Now, again, I'm a small fry, okay? I'm not making much at all by doing these, and that's not the point. That's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because the truth prevails, and the truth needs to get out there, especially by a grifter like Candy Owens. I'm getting sick and tired of it. So this is very interesting because she's claiming to be poor mouth, but yet she's using this as a business opportunity, a very lucrative business opportunity, I might add, to grift her audience. She's convinced the audience that Brigitte Macron is a man, allegedly speaking, but yet she uses she pronouns. That's also interesting as well. So if she's sure that Brigitte Macron was born a man, why not use he pronouns then? Makes sense to me, right? If you're adamant that Brigitte Macron isn't a woman but a man, why not use the so-called correct pronouns, Candy? Oh, okay. I'm not going to do that. I'll keep it to she. Right. Okay. I thought you weren't all about this trans nonsense or this pronoun business. But anyway, that's just my thought on the matter. But that's not just like, I think she's got a massive net worth, and so does her husband. But I think her husband has gone, what have you done? like you got to find a way to fund this lawsuit that's going on because you caused it. So we're not going to dive into our own cash amounts because of this lawsuit. So hence why the T-shirts, ladies and gentlemen, another way to make money and fund her lawsuit. How about that? Now, I personally don't think she's going to make $5 million selling T-shirts, but it's part of the grift that she does. And I don't think she's going to make $5 million from the book sales either of Make Me a Sandwich. She's got coming out too. Kind of ludicrous if you ask me. But anyway, there is another smoking gun that not Brigitte Macron, but Candace Owens has claimed, proving that Brigitte Macron is really her own brother, Jean-Michel Trogneau. It's all in the teeth, ladies and gentlemen. Have a watch of this.
Well, Jean-Michel Trogneau, if you see that photo, look at this. He's got perfect teeth. And the reason why they gave him these perfect teeth was to make, he's got perfect teeth. But when we get the actual photos from his schooling, the 3 years, which cover 1952, 1953, and 1954 that Xavier was able to get his hands on, Jean-Michel Trogneau doesn't have perfect teeth. His teeth are retouched there, okay? These are the school photos. Jean-Michel Trogneau is in the front there. Here's another school photo. Jean-Michel Trogneau is on the far right here. He doesn't have his mouth open. And then in this photo, which is right there in the front on the left side, sorry guys, we should have maybe circled him, but not the boys that are squatting down. You can see because it looks just like Brigitte. He is the second boy in the row of the kids that are sitting on the chair here. And when you get up close, you can see in in the two photos that Jean-Michel Trogneau is like missing his front teeth. They're like crooked. It's like almost like, I don't know, like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like part of his teeth just kind of fell out. And there's also a fourth photo, I think, right? Or is it just those three? Yeah, another photo of Jean-Michel Trogneau. That the reason that they did that is because actually when Brigitte Macron goes off to La Providence School, she has the same teeth as Jean-Michel Trogneau. Like Brigitte Macron got her teeth fixed so that it looks like super straight now, but actually her teeth are completely missing when she's the teacher at La Providence School, which makes her look even more like Jean-Michel Trogneau. Yeah, here it is. So that's the close-up right there on the left of Jean-Michel Trogneau at school. And then you see...
Yeah, so like you guys saw in the video, Candy is trying to claim that Brigitte Macron is her brother, Trogneau, and it's all in the teeth. So, yeah. First, Trogneau gave Brigitte his identity or her identity. Like, he just gets... The rabbit hole continues, doesn't it? Gets more ridiculous as the days progress. Every single time Candace does a live stream or a podcast episode, according to her, she's the mother in her basement doing a podcast episode. So there's that. Let's claim victimhood status for sure. They're coming after a mother podcasting in her basement. Sure, Candace, sure. And then you'll bash Trump and go, well, Trump doesn't want to save me. Trump, please save me. Trump is the worst president of them all. I don't support Trump. Trump, please help. Get Brigitte and Emmanuel off my case, please. Yeah, nah, it's not going to happen, woman. You're nuts. And there's another video, which I won't show you because otherwise this video will go way too long, of Candy talking about how there's this corn star that she's trying to compare using a UN-based software, believe it or not. She's trying to compare a corn star to a UN-based individual, and using the UN-based facial recognition software only got 60-something%. But evidently, if you run the Brigitte Macron and Jean whatever facial recognition, apparently you get a higher mark or a higher rating, whatever it is. And I'm just going, wow, have we really stooped to that level? Because according to Candy, the corn star she's comparing the UN person to, right, so identical, very looks identical, but the program, the software says it's only 60%. So if you get anywhere upwards of 80 to 90%, it's almost, definite. It's this person. Like, we're reliant on science and technology nowadays to prove that someone is who they claim that they are, or whatever Candy claims that you are is actually so, apparently. How crazy is that, right? Anyway, the more she gets crazy and the more ding battery she becomes, the more I'll continue to make videos about it. But until next time, my friends, you guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.